Seasons don't really matter when it comes to colognes, because a lot of people, they sort of follow fashion trends where it's like, ooh, this is in style this season, these colors are in style, wear this, wear that, autumn, winter, summer, whatever. When it comes to colognes, you're dealing with chemistry more than you're dealing with how things look and what colors you want to use. So there's a few things you want to keep in mind when trying to work out what you're going to wear. I've created a short list of things that I think you should consider. The first thing, most important thing, the golden rule, if you want to call it that, is your objective. My objective is simple. I want to attract the right kind of attention. There are things you can do to easily attract the wrong kind of attention. I'm in Thailand. Drugs are bad. If I was to walk around with marijuana paraphernalia all over the place like I've done in Canada before, you're just asking for trouble. Like, there's fucking bounty programs, and I will just be arrested for the sake of being arrested. I'm just setting a bad example, so that will just cause trouble for me. I don't want to do that. The same with colognes. There's two types of people that I really don't want to have much to do with. That is, old ladies and ladyboys. Nothing worse than old ladies that are just way past the use-by date, trying to hit on you. No, I just don't want that. And then ladyboys, that's a pretty obvious one. I just don't swing that way, and whatever, they can do whatever they want, but they got nothing to do with me. So the 5 factors that you need to think about in a hot place like Thailand are heat. Midday sun is going to be 33, 32 degrees Celsius. Sure, that doesn't do an awful lot to your cologne, but you're going to have to walk through it. And then you're going to sweat, which is number 4 on my list. Then the second thing is wind. Wind is going to dissipate, almost like a wind chill factor. It's going to just get rid of the cologne a lot quicker. Almost like washing it with water or something like that. Then humidity. Humidity is a huge factor. I suffer from bad hay fever in Australia. When I come to Thailand, because the humidity is so high, it's like going to your bathroom and turning the shower on and having the steam drop all of the dust to the floor. It gets rid of a lot of things, and one of those things it gets rid of just so happens to be the perfume that you have in your colognes. So humidity is a big one. And the other big thing is air conditioning. So once you're in the heat, you've sprayed yourself, you've run the gauntlet, you've gone through all the heat, and now you found air conditioning. My favorite one is the cold food section of a supermarket. You're in a giant air conditioned complex, but the cooler part than that is the freezer section, the milk and the meat and whatever. It's going to stand there for 10 minutes, and you'll cool right back down to the temperature that you sprayed yourself in your condo. So, what do you do to improve the longevity and the effectiveness of your cologne? Because, you've only got really an hour, 2, 3, if you're lucky, of projection where people are going to notice you, before it's back to basically yourself and those that you're close to, and you're going to be like, oh, give me a hug. First thing is overspray. Overspray a lot. There's a big difference between underspraying and overspraying, and you got to learn to overspray first. You got to find out where too much is, and the only way you do that is by spraying a lot, which means that you should probably start with a cheap cologne. I love this one. It is one of the cheaper per milliliter colognes that I have in my collection, and you can overspray the crap out of it because it's so cheap. The next thing is spray on your clothing and your hair. I don't have very much hair at the moment, but it is a better... when you test colognes, you test them on pieces of paper because you've only got so much arm room, and you gotta make sure that you don't just get the top notes, you get the middle and the base. Clothes almost replicate the same thing, but on a bigger scale, because you're not just spraying it once or twice, you're spraying it as many times as you want. And next would be spray right here. So when you're sprayed, and you're like, oh, I don't know, am I still smelling great? Which is gonna happen eventually. Like, oh, if I spray here, then it's going to eventually like radiate, and you'll have an understanding of how the actual sillage or whatever it's called, the projection, is doing for you. And the last piece of advice is to decant. So I bought these little things on eBay for $2 each, and it's supposed to only fill them two-thirds of the way. I probably overfilled because I was leaving the main bottle at home. And just make sure you get a good atomizer so that you can actually like get good distribution, and stick this in your pocket. 5 ml is only this big, and compared to an entire bottle, it's nothing. It's like a lipstick or like a, I don't know, set of keys. Whack it in there, and if you spray here, you'll actually know when it's a good idea to reapply without having to look at your watch and be like, oh, it's like been 2 hours, I should probably spray here and here, and here and here and here and here and here and here. Also, it's an event-based thing. If you're about to see someone and you want to like impress them, or if you're going into a room full of people you don't know and you just want to do free marketing, then this gives you the versatility to spray it wherever the hell you want. And I believe that's everything on my list. So, hope you keep smelling good, and you're not having as hard a difficult time in a really, really, really hot place as I am. Cooler weather makes it so much easier.